Welcome to Sociology Vibes, where we simplify challenging ideas into easy to understand insights. Today, our focus is on the sociological explanations of explicit and implicit racism and interpersonal racism. So let's begin. Racism is based on prejudicial beliefs that one racial or ethnic group is superior or inferior to another, and these prejudicial beliefs and stereotypes lead to discrimination or the unfair treatment or unequal opportunities based on race. Racism can occur on any individual and societal level. Racism can be active and passive. Explicit or active racism happens when a person is aware of their prejudice and intentionally acts on it. Refusing to hire someone because of their race or ethnicity, or openly saying one race is better than another. Passive racism is much more subtle when compared to active racism. Laughing at a racist joke, not challenging racist behaviors or policies, and ignoring or avoiding difficult racially related issues and conversations. Implicit racism occurs when people act in biased ways without realizing it. These biases come from stereotypes and messages learned from society over time. A healthcare provider who believes that some racial groups have worse or better health outcomes due to their race. Even when racism is implicit, it still has real impacts and consequences because it influences decisions, opportunities, and treatment. Interpersonal racism or individual racism is discriminatory behavior by an individual treating another person unfairly due to their race. For example, a teacher gives a lower grade to a student because they believe the student is less capable due to their race or ethnicity. A racial slur is an offensive or insulting word or phrase used to target someone because of their race or ethnicity. It's a verbal form of racial discrimination since it expresses prejudice and reinforces the idea that one racial group is superior to another. Using a racial slur is a form of verbal harassment that creates a hostile or unsafe environment for the person or group being targeted. This behavior reflects and reinforces societal patterns of racism by demeaning people based on their identity. Explicit, implicit, and interpersonal racism helps us see that racism isn't only about obvious acts of hate. It can also appear in subtle, everyday ways that still cause harm. Recognizing that our own learned biases is an important step towards social change. It allows us to question stereotypes, listen more openly, and help create environments where people feel a sense of belonging and connection. When we become aware of how societal messages influence our attitudes and actions, we can start to make choices that interrupt bias rather than repeat them. Even small actions like noticing who gets heard, who gets included, and how we speak about others can begin to shift our social patterns towards fairness and equality. And this makes sociology worth exploring further, don't you think? Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like us to explore next. Let's keep the conversation going and our community growing. See you in the next Sociology Vibes video.